What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. You know, a lot of people will tell you that NBA 2K took away NBA Live. I will offer that NBA 2K21 is going to come close to taking down Madden because it's going to be out first. It's going to provide a more pure experience. And when I looked at what they showed this morning, the wait is over. My NBA is our new next-gen franchise mode. We're going to talk about where EA is. But first, I want to talk about where my NBA is. Because to be honest with you, unless you own a company, you're not going to agree with everything they do. So just understand, you're not going to agree with everything 2K does to make money. But I'll tell you right now, they're working on earning your dollar as a customer. Yes, Madden has some of these things. The fantasy draft, the league rules, the rosters. Yes, you can play online. The servers in both of these games are unacceptable. But the role-playing elements, the budget and finances, the off-season time periods, these are things EA 100% struggles with. They don't plan on revamping, from what we understand, and again, these games are releasing in the same time frame, revamping their franchise mode. I want to talk about some of the things they've done here. Revamping their boom and bust system. They talk about having introduced a simple system into the game last year with a little bit of randomness, but now they're going to have a much more dynamic path going forward with players that have low and high potential floors, low and high ceilings, and the probability to become a bust or become a great player, even somewhere in between. They say they're going to do this by age 23. They will continue to determine the player's potential based on multiple factors so that every player will still be exciting during the development of their career. The same player could have wildly different growth paths in each save, so keep in mind, you're obviously going to have some replayability in this game. When you do things like this, it allows you to also do things like this. Put in tattoos. And not upset an aspect of your fan base like EA did this year with their mouthpieces, because everyone feels respected. Everyone is getting something they want in the game, not exactly as they want it, but an implementation of it. I want to talk about now how EA implements things into the game. We're going to go back to that same role-playing concept, boom or bust player. I want you to look at what happens here. This is the assistant general manager scanning through our personal data for the upcoming season, came across Brett Thompson's name. He's coming up in his contract. We couldn't find a way to get him on the field. You think he's going to be an important part of our team in the future? This is the simplisticness of this game. Guys, Brett Thompson was the quarterback for the team. He was a first-round pick. He made 3 Pro Bowl appearances. He was the MVP. And you've got the GM that doesn't even know what's going on and says, hey, I don't think this player is going to see the field. He's the best player on the team. This is why people can't go 30, 40 years into a franchise with Madden, because it's literally programmed for someone to have zero enjoyment. The GM doesn't know the quarterback. What in the name of Ryan Grigson is this, EA? How in the world are you going to fix this at the same time elevating your game to the level your competitors have? Right, you've got 2K reinventing a boom and bust system. You can't even figure it out where the fictitious GM of the team that doesn't even have a name because it's just words on a screen knows who the quarterback is, even if he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Do you see how these two games are polar opposites? Do you see why when I tell you if someone has to pick between buying one or the other, they're not going to care that they like basketball or not because they're just going to want the more quality title? EA has continued to put itself in this position. All sports gamers want, essentially, is the same core processes from their franchise modes. Later tonight, I'm going to put up another. I'm going into the 2030 season with Access Football. And I want you to sit there and watch a game that's programmed by somebody that loves football and wants to make a video game for you. And with zero gameplay, I go through and I comprehend and understand what's going on with my team. Not because the game is spoon-feeding me dialogue. Not because the game is creating storylines and telling me, oh, there's a position battle. Oh, there's a quarterback we might have to cut. Oh, there's a player that I found digging through digital files. That's what EA has to do, you understand. They have to spoon-feed the narrative to you. They apparently think you're too stupid to understand how a football team operates. And when you do that, you lose the bigger picture. You lose the ability to role play. I'm no longer role playing as the coach or the owner or the player. I'm simply reading on a screen a very poorly written story that I follow along to. I'm looking at you as well, long shot mode. I don't understand. I literally don't understand how EA can make so much money, right? Can see their NBA franchise fall apart and then literally do the same exact things that caused that failure in the NFL series they have. The only difference is, up until this year, there wasn't any competition in the marketplace. Is it really a situation where they rested on their laurels so much, where they were so comfortable with the NFL license that they felt there was no need for them to do anything to try to improve the product for you or for me? And now they've let the improbable happen. They've let a next-gen game come out on a console with a truly new next-gen franchise experience from a competing league, and they risk losing their customer even with a free game. Even with a free game. You understand that people are going to play 2K and see what a next-gen game is like and then never want to go back to Madden, even if they got it upgraded for free. This is what ruins football games. EA knows this. Let the customer find a better experience and they'll never come back to you. Combine that with you putting out an extremely poor game, and you're losing your customer. You're losing your fan base. And all they continue to do is sit here and push this narrative of, we're trying, we're working, we're listening. No, you're not. If you're listening to the wrong people. I don't know one person in this community that went to EA and said, you know what you need to do is you need to make a way for every channel creator you align with to get a kickback on Madden Ultimate Team sales if they put in their channel name. Now, don't take that the wrong way. I love the fact that many of those people, most of which I communicate with and would call a friend, make money from EA doing that. But that, again, is more time, effort, resource, energy that could have been putting into making the game better. And when you don't have a quality game, guess who suffers? The entire community. Guess who's at the top of the list of suffering? The creators. We knew it earlier this year when you had creators coming out and saying, I can't create franchise experiences or games with this anymore. I am done. The same exact mode, I am tapped out creatively, and I cannot continue to make content with the same game year after year after year. This should have been a massive red flag to EA, and it wasn't. Because they don't care. They care about what's already happened, and that's you buying the game. Now that you have the game, nothing else matters. That's why they're putting Odell Beckham Jr. into the game after he's out with a season-ending injury. How stupid is that? Think about that for just a moment. Right? I love Odell Beckham. Always have. I'm not that far from New York. Yeah, I know he was a diva, but he was an exciting player. Made one of the best catches in NFL history. Right? Then he swallowed a truckload full of pride and went to the Cleveland Browns, where he continued to try to be the best player he was. And then got hurt blocking, or actually trying to make a tackle on an interception return. How about that for being unselfish? That's what you won't always hear about. But the reality is, they had that game set for him to go on a field, and no one had the wherewithal to say, you know what, maybe we should get another player because Odell Beckham's out for the season. This probably won't look good. Maybe we shouldn't do things 9 months in advance and then roll them out like they're brand new. Everyone knew this day was coming. The only people that acted like it wasn't coming was the people at EA. And they had the most power to change it. They are the ones that could have sat down every day they went to work and sent out an email that said, this needs to stop because we're in trouble. We've got a community that's upset. We've got a community that's frustrated. We've got a game that is broken and awful and embarrassed to put our name on. And we've got a competitor in the marketplace that is going to come up with zero compassion for us. They've already ended one franchise that our company makes, and we need to do everything we can to make sure they don't end another. And what did EA sit there and do? Create a game where a GM doesn't know the starting quarterback, even though he's the best player in the game. Hats off, EA. I'm pretty sure that took talent. I'm pretty sure that took skill. I'm pretty sure it took a determination for you to sit there at your desk every single day and make the decision to not care about us as a fan base or your customer to make a game that bad. Because even though I watched Ryan Grigson destroy my favorite team for about 5 years, even I know he knew the quarterback's name because he ended his career. And then he knew every bum quarterback that started under center afterwards. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out. You know, I will be back because every day we find out more and more ways Madden 21 will continue to be the worst rated game of all time in the week with more commentary.